technologies, and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Could you use some extra cash? Every Thursday night, we're hosting Chase the Pink Ace with a large jackpot and growing jackpot. I'm RF Bowie, the founder of Team Bowie Cares. 100% of the profits go to local cancer patients fighting their fight. You can get your tickets at any business inside Al's Oasis or online at chasethepinkace.org. Drawing is held every Thursday night at 8:08 p.m. at the Last Chance Saloon inside Al's Oasis. Thanks for caring.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregate, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dogs. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Well, folks, if you got one of those 2025 Grossenberg implement calendars, you probably met their sneaky little buddy, Gino. Let's be honest, some of you forgot about him. Here's the deal. When you swing in for harvest parts, just show the parts crew where Gino's hiding on that calendar, and they'll hand you a free can of pop. That's right. Find Gino, point him out, and claim your prize. Easy as that. Grossenberg Implement, helping with harvest and keeping you refreshed, one pop at a time.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call, and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond.
Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
Life can get pretty busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Cenex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Cenex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a check mark, all in a day's work, powered locally at Cenex.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed, and you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota.
Only mean one thing. It's time for the Vermillion Tanagers pre-game show here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. The time has finally come. We are inside the Dakota Dome. It is the Vermillion Tanager home opener as they take on the Lakota Tatanka all coverage right here on Vermillion Tanagers Live. We thank you all for tuning in to this pregame show. Nice, bright, and early. Again, the time of the game pushed up to 6 o'clock. Try to allow Lakota Tech to get back home at a decent time tonight. As we take a look at this game a little bit closer here on the pregame show, thank you for tuning in. My name is Cole Larsch. My partner Heath Nimke will be joining us in just a little bit. It's another edition of Vermillion Tanager football this year on Live Ticket TV, and it's going to come with a couple of different faces. It's the home opener for head coach Louis Budmeyer and his new coaching staff. This is a Vermillion Tanagers team. A little bit of turnover from year to year, a coaching change, and of course a little bit of a roster turnover as well, graduating some key seniors, but also bringing back a lot of key pieces from last year's team. As they open up their home stretch, they will take on Lakota Tech, a team similar to Vermillion, has quite a bit of roster turnover, a fairly young squad as well. Again, a fairly new program as well over there from Lakota Tech. And they're going to travel inside the Dakota Dome for an 11A match. Both these teams come into this contest 0-1 on their season, looking for their first win of the year and trying to make it happen here on Friday night. Again, we are live inside the Dakota Dome for this home opener. It's week 2 for the Tanagers, but it's week 3 overall in the high school football season. We're going to have a lot of things to talk about here on this pregame show, including a preview of this game, how Class 11A looks as a whole. Vermillion got to see the defending champions Lennox last Friday. We'll talk about that game more in depth as we get later on in this pregame show, and of course, we will be joined by head coach Louis Budmeyer as we get ourselves ready for kickoff. It's the Vermillion Tanagers pregame show on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. When we come back, we'll be discussing 11A as a whole, even some other classes from across the state of South Dakota. And then about 5:25 or 5:30 or so, I'll be joined by my longtime partner in crime, Heath Nimke. That's all going to be right here. You're watching Tanager football on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
Seed and services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
As we welcome you back here on the Vermillion Tanagers Live pregame show, I'm Cole Larsch, keeping you company here throughout the pregame show. Don't be alarmed. If you joined expecting the luscious voice of Mr. Heath Nimke, do not be afraid. He will be joining me as we get later on here in this pregame show. But for now, you're stuck with me and all of my rambles. But again, don't worry. Heath will be joining us in just a little bit. As I alluded to earlier, let's take a quick look at 11A, the class as a whole. The media poll, the standings, how we have gotten here so far this season. Again, still very early on here in this young football season, just week 2 officially. Week 0, 1, and 2, or maybe week 3 if you count it. If you're somebody like that who counts week 0 as week 1, but I digress. We are officially in week number 2. Let's take a look at the week of September 2nd South Dakota Prep media poll that came out on Tuesday. Just a little slightly delayed because of the Labor Day holiday. Let's take a look at how the media members voted this week for Class 11A. Sitting at number 1, once again this week, will be Sioux Falls Christian. They received 16 of the 20 first place votes overall. They come in 1-0. They defeated the West Central Trojans 24-0 in their first game of the season. Right behind them, a team that, again, Vermillion is quite familiar with, defending champions and the Lennox Orioles. They sit second. They got 3 of those 20 first place votes overall, 77 points total, as they got the win over Vermillion 35-18. Again, we will get to that game and many others as we move along here in this pregame show. We'll talk a lot about that, myself and Heath Nimke will. And of course, we're going to be joined by head coach Lewis Budmeyer on the pregame show as well with his interview. And I'm sure he and Heath will be talking quite a bit about last week and some things to expect going into the game this evening. In third is going to be Del Rapids. They received a single first place vote by some pesky media member you guys might know. Del Rapids, they got the win 28-7 over Dakota Valley in their first game this season. The Madison Bulldogs currently sit in 4th. They move up a spot from last week as West Central sat 4th. They got knocked down just to receiving votes this week, but Madison, they get the shutout win over Bellefouche 35-0 to open up their early football season. Canton Seahawks, they move up 1 spot from receiving votes to 5th place overall in the poll. They are 1-0 as well. They got the win over Rapid City Christian 27-6 in their season opener. And again, as I said just a little bit ago, West Central, they were in 4th in the overall poll. They lost to number 1 Sioux Falls Christian. They're going to bump down just a little bit, but still receiving quite a few votes, are the West Central Trojans. They're receiving 14 of those 5th place votes. Again, that game was 24 to nothing in favor of Sioux Falls Christian. 2 very formidable opponents going at it early in week 1. That's a look at the media poll overall. As we take a quick look over at the overall seed point standings, again, we're not going to see very much change from week 0 to week 1. You either have 42 seed points average overall, or you have 39 seed points average. It's either 1-0 or 0-1 after week 1. Canton, Del Rapids, Lennox Madison, Millbank, Sioux Falls Christian, and Tri-Valley are the 7 teams out of Class 11A that got the victory in week 1. Bellefouche, Custer, Dakota Valley, Lakota Tech, Rapid City Christian, West Central, and the Tanagers are the 7 teams that took the early loss, so they currently sit tied for 1st and then tied for 8th. That's just how the 11A standings are kind of breaking out. There's a look at your poll and your standings. Let's take a closer look at the Vermillion Tanagers' schedule and see who they're going to be facing and where they sit right now on the overall media poll or the ranking. Again, lost to Lennox last week, 35-18. We'll talk a lot more about that in much greater detail, again, in the next pregame segment as I'm joined alongside me with my partner in crime. You might recognize his voice a little bit. Lakota Tech comes to town today. That'll be a 6 o'clock kickoff here inside the Dakota Dome. Again, an hour earlier than normal, as I alluded to just a little bit ago. Next Friday, the Tanagers will travel to the Canton Seahawks, currently sitting number 5 in the overall media poll. Again, year after year, the Seahawks keep on putting out more and more impressive squads, no matter the sport, but especially that wrestling squad. September the 19th, the Tanagers will host the Madison Bulldogs at home. That'll be the homecoming game for the Vermillion Tanagers right here inside the Dakota Dome. Madison currently sits 4th overall on that media poll. The following week, they'll travel to another Bulldog squad with the Millbank Bulldogs, and that'll be Millbank's homecoming, also a 6 o'clock kickoff. Early, try to get Vermillion back to Vermillion at a decent time. We start off October. It'll be a tough task for the Tanagers as they will travel to Bob Young Stadium on the campus of the University of Sioux Falls, and they will take on the number 1 team in Class 11A, the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. That'll be a 7 o'clock kick right here on Vermillion Tanager Live. Again, just about every single one of these games are going to be right here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. Might be a bit of a rotating cast for some announcers if you prefer somebody's voice over the other, but for now, for this game, you'll be stuck with me for the majority of it, so I apologize out there. But again, don't worry, Heath Nimke will be joining us in just a little bit. On October the 10th, another home game for the Vermillion Tanagers as they will host Tri-Valley, a 7 o'clock kickoff right here inside the Dakota Dome. October 17th, they'll travel to Dakota Valley, just down the road in North Sioux City. That'll also be a 7 o'clock kick. And the season cap, they will host West Central at 7 o'clock right here inside the Dakota Dome. So again, for this Vermillion Tanager squad, new coaching staff, we knew what we were going to get coming into it. It's going to be a tough schedule no matter who you play. That's just how it goes here in Class 11A. 14 teams, double figures of them, very good at football. So it's going to be a tough task, but Vermillion showed a lot of very good promise in their Week 1 game against the Lennox Orioles. Again, we'll be discussing that more and more as we go on in the next segment. A lot of big games going on across the state. The Vermillion Tanager is going to be one of the first 5 games going off this week in the state of South Dakota with that early kickoff time. And of course, myself being a little bit, being kind of lucky to have this early start, I'll be able to get back in time to watch the second half of a lot of games going on across the state of South Dakota. But again, it should be an entertaining one between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Lakota Tech Tatanka right here inside the Dakota Dome. That's a look at Class 11A as a whole. Media poll, overall standings, Vermillion schedule as it sits right now, as we don't want to look too far ahead, but of course this is just game 2 of what is going to be a long season for the Tanagers. A lot of good teams coming in. Going to be traveling to a lot of good opponents as well. That's going to do it for just me here on the pregame show. If you're sitting there thinking to yourself, man, this guy sure does ramble a lot, well, don't you worry. I am bringing in the rambling expert. My partner in crime, Mr. Heath Nimke, will be joining us next. But don't go too far. Just a 2-minute break here on the Vermillion Tanagers pregame show. You're watching Vermillion Tanagers Live as part of the Live Ticket TV family. We're going to step aside. You're going to hear a couple words from some of our many great sponsors here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. And when we come back, myself and Heath Nimke take a look at South Dakota high school football as a whole. That is on the way next.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Could you use some extra cash? Every Thursday night, we're hosting Chase the Pink Ace with a large jackpot and growing jackpot. I'm RF Bowie, the founder of Team Bowie Cares. 100% of the profits go to local cancer patients fighting their fight. You can get your tickets at any business inside Al's Oasis or online at chasethepinkace.org. Drawing is held every Thursday night at 8:08 p.m. at the Last Chance Saloon inside Al's Oasis. Thanks for caring.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregate, and also a full-service dealer for low-gun equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back inside the Dakota Dome. We are live 26 minutes away from pregame announcements, and we're wrapping up here, or keep on going with our Vermillion Tanagers pregame show here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. Wait, a music bed named Got to Be Funky, which means my broadcast partner now has got to be a funky dude, and here he is in the flesh, Mr. Heath Nimke. I know, Heath, we've done a couple games since our last football game, but I mean, it feels real nice to be back here inside the 72-degree Dakota Dome. And it should be, it'd be a beautiful night for football outside, don't get me wrong, but it's always good to be here in the Dome.
That is exactly right, to be inside the Dakota Dome. Had that conversation several times today at the dentist office that it's nice that we're finally seeing some cooler temperatures, but it got cold outside in a hurry for this season already. I know it's supposed to get back up into the 80 degrees or so, but it's going to be another extremely great night here inside the Dakota Dome. And Cole, just to give you a little bit of a snippet, I did ask that to Coach Budmeyer. Of course, he's been coaching on the assistant side now for the past few years, but I asked him, what is it going to feel like for the first time being a head coach playing here inside the Dakota Dome? He'll give you that answer coming up.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that interview. I mean, not only just to kind of recap what might have happened, last week against a really good team in Lennox, and we can get into that here in just a little bit as the Tanagers do come out and take the field for their full warm-ups wearing the home all reds, red jersey, red pants as well, a lot of red cleats out there as well. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting game because how do you want to bounce back against a team like Lennox? And while we've got a second, we can go back to that game. Final score 35-18. Lennox gets the victory, but for the longest time there, Vermillion was at the heels of Lennox, just could not quite get over what was a really good defense and defensive core.
Yeah, we saw right there in the second quarter it going back and forth, and at halftime 14-10. And even in that first quarter, it felt like that had potential that maybe Lennox could open things up again. A new head coach for the Vermillion Tanagers with Coach Budmeyer, a new regime, a new system. How are things going to look? And a lot of people were kind of anticipating what could happen for the Vermillion Tanagers, but they did a great job hanging with such a dominant team in the Lennox Orioles. Of course, as we mentioned, last year's State A champions. But then even into the third quarter right there, but Lennox did have a few big plays. Vermillion was able to answer. And then there in the fourth quarter, Lennox was able to kind of finish things out. And like I said, we look at the final score, 35-18, go, all right, it seems like Lennox took care of business, but it was a lot closer than what the final score indicates. Now you flip that around and you play against Lakota Tech. Lakota Tech, an absolutely amazing school. They have a lot of great players out once again for this season, but one thing about Lakota Tech, Cole, and you and I both know it, they're not necessarily known as a football school. They got bounced last week by halftime 64-0 against Millbank. So what does the Vermillion Tanagers do? Because as a casual fan, and I've talked to plenty of fans out there already, they said, all right, this is going to be an easy game this week. This is going to be 50 points when we're on out the door. And you can't have that mentality if you're the Vermillion Tanagers. You just cannot be doing that. For tonight, the first 2 quarters, and expect to play all 4 quarters tonight, it is not going to be any easy victory for the Vermillion Tanagers. You got to play all 4 quarters. You got to make sure you get the fundamentals right. Last week was that chance to get out the first game of the season. Nerves, jitters, whatever you might expect. Now you need to make sure you're doing the fundamentals right and moving forward through the rest of the season. As we always used to say, when I played high school football, even if it was your first game or your last game, act like you've been here before. And for the Vermillion Tanagers, tonight, that's what they need to do. Act like they played here inside the Dakota Dome, because a lot of them have, and make sure you do the little things right. If you do that, everything else will take care of itself. Cole, one other big thing, I know this is going to be a talking point. Hayden Christofferson, the quarterback for the Vermillion Tanagers, a great quarterback. We have seen him play now 3 years at the varsity level of quarterback. There's a lot of pressure that got to him last week when in his face when he was passing, just everything that went on with the Lennox Orioles. They were able to get after Hayden Christofferson. Threw for less than 125 yards, 5 interceptions, no touchdown passes. That isn't who Hayden Christofferson is. I would like to see him get going in a big way tonight, just to see how much he develops or has developed from a sophomore to a junior to a senior, because I don't think, or I know we did not see his full potential last week against Lennox. How does he make those adjustments, come into a game like this against Lakota Tech?
I think that's what we're going to see a lot this time. I mean, I might interject my own personal opinion here, but with this new regime coming in, and I've gotten my chance quite a few times actually this year during the school year, as offensive coordinator Joey Nelson is an instructor in the mass comm department at USD, so I get my chance to talk with him quite a bit. And his game plan going into game 1, he said, was just, we're going to throw the ball around and see what happens. Like, we got to give ourselves a chance to win offensively. And he showed that. 32 passes. He went 12 for 32. Only rushed the ball 14 times. But then again, a lot of that was you're down late and you got to try to make up big plays. But I think that just shows that they're going to let Christofferson go back there and going to let him show his true potential and sling the ball around, because he's got some really talented receivers and running backs around him as well, a solid offensive line. And again, we asked him yesterday, kind of a group of us said, what's the big game plan for this Friday against Lakota Tech? And he just goes, we're going to do the same thing. Just go back there, sling the ball around, let's have fun. We're in the Dakota Dome for the first time all year, so he's excited. It's going to be a good showing, I believe, from the Vermillion Tanagers, because not just the coaching staff, but you can sense it as you see the players down there at warm-up, as they are locked in and ready to rock and roll for this early Friday game.
And that's another thing you talk about. I don't think Coach Budmeyer gets enough of, but a guy that comes from Belle Fourche, that's where he went to high school here in the state of South Dakota, but comes over a few years ago to Vermillion, and as a younger coach, working as assistant with others and other programs, including with Jay Drake on the basketball side, then taking over as head coach of softball when that became a high school sanctioned sport 2 years ago. So he's been a coach that's been working through the rankings, but one thing about him is he's within the school, he connects really well with the younger guys, and then he brings in a lot of younger coaches as well. there's starting to become, maybe sometimes people think there's that disconnect between older coaches, this is the way we've always done it, and the younger generation. Can we always keep them engaged? Can we get them to play football? Are they enjoying football? But we've seen that with Coach Budmeyer, bringing a lot of younger coaches and get this headed, like you said, in the right direction right there as you first look at it. And we can even see on a piece of paper as well of just how many kids are going out for football. A lot of freshmen once again this year, so that's extremely exciting to say. But also you can't, no offense, can't forget about our other guy. Gary Culver is still a part of the coaching staff as well. A lot of experience that he brings.
But I believe, I think Culver is here today. I mean, I know the USD squad, they took off for Texas earlier today, so I don't know if he went with them or not. I believe, I don't know. My eyes are not the greatest, and you'll see that as the game goes on. But we talk about this Vermillion Tanagers team, some experience in there as well, a lot of young guys. This is a big opportunity for a large step forward as a younger core program. As you take a look at their overall schedule, I mean, after this game, you've got Canton, who's in the top 5, Madison, who's in the top 5, Millbank, who's sniffing the top 5, and then Sioux Falls Christian, the number 1 team. Those are 4 games in a row. So this is a big chance for you to get some momentum going for the rest of your season, because as we know, we looked at the schedule earlier in the pregame show, this is a tough 11A schedule, as it always is.
Always is. And as you mentioned, there's a few games out there. Once again, you have that potential to go get Canton. If you can get this program in the right direction, the ability, the talent that these players have, you can go get Canton. We're going to say that tonight against Lakota Tech, you're going to find yourself a victory. You can travel up to AB Campbell Stadium and get the win against Millbank. Even Tri-Valley and West Central are both down. Going to be competitive games, but again, you look at those games and say, all right, they're a flip of the coin right now at the moment. If everybody stays healthy on both sides, both teams, you have a really good chance at going and getting those games. So, Cole, you say everything goes right. That's 5 wins there, because other teams, as you mentioned, Dakota Valley is going to be tough. Sioux Falls Christian's going to be extremely tough. And Madison's really has regenerated players, if you will, over the past couple of years. That one's going to be tough, even though they do come to the Dakota Dome. But at the same time, like I said, Cole, that's everything going right when you look at the schedule. It's certainly going to be on the tougher side, and it'll be interesting to see how things go. But again, you look ahead to Canton and Madison, 2 big games when it comes to ranked teams. And then Millbank. Millbank is, again, also on the road, so it's going to be a little bit of a trip for the Vermillion Tanagers. And as you mentioned as well, Cole, number 1 Sioux Falls Christian on the road as well, traveling to the University of the Sioux Falls, the sports complex that they have there. Wonderful facility that Sioux Falls Christian is able to play at. But yeah, should be really excited and looking forward to it. On the opposite side, Lakota Tech, as we know, 0-1, they get some games coming up as well. The season does not get any easier for them. In fact, you wish they could almost play Dakota Valley right away, because then they don't have to make that long trip back over here all the way down to South Sioux City. But then they're finally back at home, but they host Hot Springs and also St. Thomas More. Rapid City Christian, who makes their way back into Class 11A, and they've been a good team in Class 11A. Of course, winner, we know how dominant they are in 11B, then wrapping up their season against Belfouche and Custer. So again, Lakota Tech has certainly a lot to play for. They can get things headed in the right direction. But yeah, Cole, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head there. It should be really fun, really exciting. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll get you set with head coach Lewis Budmeyer. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Cares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dogs. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Well, folks, if you got one of those 2025 Grossenberg implement calendars, you probably met their sneaky little buddy, Gino. Let's be honest, some of you forgot about him. Here's the deal. When you swing in for harvest parts, just show the parts crew where Gino's hiding on that calendar, and they'll hand you a free can of pop. That's right. Find Gino, point him out, and claim your prize. Easy as that. Grossenberg Implement, helping with harvest and keeping you refreshed, one pop at a time.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Insurance rates are on the rise.
This is the Vermillion Tanager pregame show on Live Ticket TV and Vermillion Tanagers Live. I'm Heath Nimke on the pregame show getting you set for this game. We'll get to the voice of the Vermillion Tanager football team, Cole Larsch, coming up here in just a little bit. And also coming up here in just a moment, Coach Louis Budmeyer on the way. But again, recap if you're just tuning in. Both teams come in 0-1 on this season. The Vermillion Tanagers fell last week to the Lennox Orioles 35-18. And what a game, the Lennox Orioles pulled away late from the Vermillion Tanagers. And then on the opposite side, Lakota Tech fell in just a half of play, 64-0 against the Millbank Bulldogs. This is also our first broadcast for football on Vermillion Tanagers Live. Last week we had our crew and Lex cover over on Lennox Orioles Live, so we did not get our chance to sit down with Coach Louis Budmeyer. But I did that earlier this week, and we talked about him being the new coach of the Vermillion Tanagers, how he continues to try to turn this program around that hasn't been necessarily towards the top in Class A for the past decade or so, what his expectations are of this group, what happened last week against the Lennox Orioles, and how you get ready for the Lakota Tech Tatanka coming into town. Here he is on our pregame show. It's head coach of the Vermillion Tanagers, Louis Budmeyer. Well, Coach Budmeyer, as we get ready for the second game of the season, it's our first time catching up with you, so let's first begin. you take over for head coach OB, you get this head coaching position. I know a couple years ago, some people didn't even know if you were still going to be around, where maybe your future was going to lead. One thing you've always told me, though, is you want to continue to find yourself in coaching. So ultimately, how do you land yourself as the head coach of the Vermillion Tanagers football team?
Yeah, it's still, I mean, we're into week 2. We've already been through summer, fall camp and stuff. It's still kind of a surreal feeling. Like, I think being a Vermillion Tanager and being the head coach of this football program, it's a privilege for sure. So I feel really fortunate to have this opportunity, and my goal is just to kind of take advantage of this opportunity. Vermillion's a football town, and I'm hoping we can build back up a winning program because this town deserves to win football games. The kids deserve it. The school deserves it. So just kind of one day at a time, keep building this thing back up.
And you lead right into the exact next point I want to ask is, if there's one thing about Vermillion, they love their football. Of course, this is also a college town, the University of South Dakota right there. The Coyotes are doing extremely well on the football side. And Vermillion, historically, you have one of the coaches that has won all those titles, a part of your staff. You know the history of Vermillion, and you know where it has been at for probably the past decade or so now on the lower side, and even longer than that. How much pressure did you feel coming in knowing that you have to change a big culture narrative about the Vermillion High School football team?
Yeah, a lot of pressure comes with it. But one of my favorite sayings, I can't remember who exactly coined this saying, but when you have pressure, it's a privilege. Pressure is a privilege. So if you're under a pressure situation, that means you're in a spot that you're in a good opportunity to go seize that moment. So it is a huge part. I mean, it's huge to have Coach Culver still on staff with me. He made a comment during his Hall of Fame speech last year in the Booster Club that he hadn't officially signed his contract to come back and coach with me. I said, well, Culver, I'm going to grab that hand for you, and we're going to sign it because you're back on. You ain't got a choice. But he does awesome with the kids. It's a cool deal that we get to have the legend himself, Gary Culver, on our staff. Like, that's an amazing thing. These kids love him. He does an amazing job with the kids, and he's my kind of ultimate mentor, too. Kind of like the wise wisdom of the group, because we have a pretty young staff. I'm still pretty young getting into this thing, so it's good to have kind of that figure in our program. But absolutely, I kind of want to piggyback off of like what USD's success lately, like Coach Nielsen taking them to the semifinals last year. I'm looking forward to another good season for the Yotes this year with the football program. It's a football town. It's a sports town. And we got to feed off of that, and we got to perform on Friday nights and give these people what they deserve.
Well, the pressure, as you mentioned, is on extremely early as you open up this season, not only against an arch rival in the Lennox Orioles. They are the defending state champions in Class 11A. Historically, they've always had a decent football program. So going into week 1, what was the game plan against the Lennox Orioles to try to get an early upset according to the media rankings?
Yeah, just go in and play physical football. Like, a part of this first year is kind of setting the brand of football that we want to play. I kind of want to change the culture here and be more of a physicality kind of brand of football, especially in the defensive end. And the kids stepped up. That was a good game. And we came up short against Lennox. That's a really good team. I mean, they're defending state champs for a reason. They're well coached. They got great athletes all across the board. But our kids didn't back down. They went into the game believing that we had a chance to win that game. And I always ask the guys just to keep competing and give ourselves a chance in the fourth. And it was a 10-point game in the fourth quarter, and we had 3 possessions with the football. If we go score, it gets to a 3-point game, then you never know what can happen in high school sports. So the kids just fought super hard. We played a good physical brand of football on the defensive end. There's a lot of little things that we got to work on and keep fine-tuning, but it's week 1. We went against one of the best teams in the state, and we went at them toe for toe. So I feel good about where we're at after week 1. Tough that we lost. You don't like losing to Lennox, especially a rival like that. But I respect their team. I respect their program. But we got a lot to learn from. The film's been good from that first game. A lot of little things to work on. So just keep getting better each day and kind of keep buying into the culture and just that physicality and that physical brand of football.
I'm going to continue to ask this. I'm going to put some pressure on you here. 35-18 is the final score, and that's what some people do across the state of South Dakota, right? It's so easy to access scores and say, okay, Lennox beat Vermillion. Kind of expected that. Looks like they handled things easily. And as you mentioned, if you don't look and break down the box score, it was actually a very close game throughout until the fourth quarter where Lennox does get a couple big plays. They start to separate from your group. So how do you make sure you play a complete 4 quarters of football, not just against Lakota Tech coming up this week, but coming up throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, you alluded to it. The ultimate trap in sports is scoreboard watching. You just go look at a final. There's a million things that go into what that scoreboard ends up, and all that matters really at the end of the day is that you have one more point than your opponent. But yes, they ended up beating us. They got their last touchdown late. I think there's with 2 minutes left or something, so it kind of inflates the score of what it was. But they straight up beat us, and just our job a lot of it was conditioning. Kind of the first time going out there, we had a lot of cramping problems, which was really frustrating and stuff. But just kind of get those first game kind of jitters out of the way, the first game feelings out of the way. Just to play a complete 4th quarters, we had to physically be ready for the challenge, and the mental side of it too. My biggest early on in that game, we played really well in the first quarter. Our defense got 3 stops. I felt like that first quarter would never finish because we were both teams were throwing the football. I think there was like 7 possessions just in the first quarter. But the positive of it, we controlled the field. We controlled the field position that whole first quarter. We lived in our territory of it. Unfortunately, we couldn't come up with any points in that situation. And then when you're playing a high-powered offense like Lennox, you know eventually they're going to break through. Yeah, but it took them 4 or 5 possessions till they finally scored. Wish we could have capitalized on the offensive end with those stops. That's all a part of it. We played really good in stretches, had a few lulls, but our lulls were actually very short-lived. But in the game of football, one play can turn a game on its head. And we're learning that stuff. These guys are learning each day. They're working their butts off in practice. I'm proud of them for it. So we just got to kind of move on. Our goal is 1-0 this week, and that's kind of be our theme each week the rest of the year. Just go 1-0 in that week. Take care of business each week, then you'll be where you want to be at the end of the season.
You mentioned the mentality, the mental side of it. You hinted there as our next goal for this upcoming week is to go 1-0. And Coach Budmeyer, I know you know the state of South Dakota football. We can look at it. It is Lakota Tech. They have not participated in the All-Nations just because of how big of a school they are. But one thing they don't necessarily always do is compete on the Class 11A side. A lot of people already in Vermillion, I've talked to fans out there go, yeah, okay, should win by 50 points. On to the next game. We're already focused on Canton on on September 12th. They really don't necessarily have a big focus on this game. So how do you make sure that your group doesn't hear that outside noise? How do you make sure your group does stay focused, knowing that this is another huge game against Lakota Tech, and you do still need to strap up the pads and do business right, not go out there just carelessly thinking that's going to be another easy victory?
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of the challenge we're fighting this week. But I'll give a lot of respect to Lakota Tech for them to play this team. Their roster numbers are up this year, so that's a good sign for a new program playing in 11A. They've been, like, we went down there last year, they were the most hospitable team we had. Their facilities are absolutely phenomenal there with their brand new school, brand new turf, super respectful, awesome hospitality. They check a lot of boxes, and it's hard to develop a program when you're just starting out playing, and you're playing in 11A. You're playing some of the best football teams in South Dakota, so it's a tough task for them. But ultimately, you have to respect every single opponent. Coach Drake's special. My quote is "Fear nobody, but respect everyone." So, and that's a part of it. We got to respect them. You never know what can happen in high school sports. That's the mystery of sports, and that's why we all love it so much too. If you take things for granted, in reality, football, you get 9 games. You're only guaranteed. You're not even guaranteed those 9 games. But you got 9 games on the schedule. You take one for granted, that could hurt you in the end. So, our big focus is just 1-0 this week. We haven't mentioned Canton in practice. We're not going to. Our job is to beat Lakota Tech this week. Hopefully we go 1-0 this week, then we can regroup and start prepping for Canton for next week.
There are a lot of great things from that game against Lennox as you talk about going 1-0 against Lakota Tech this week. What does it take to go 1-0 this week? What's the big focus offensively and defensively for your group to make sure you take care of both sides of the football?
Yeah, defensively first is just keep up our physicality play. Like we hit really hard in Lennox. They got some big kids. They're very physical. We match their physicality. And in years past, I don't think that's kind of one spot that we've come up short on the defensive end is just not matching the physicality of our opponent. So just playing a physical brand of football, flying around, making plays, and having fun. That's the biggest thing on defense. Offensive focus this week is efficiency. Had too many negative plays last week. Turned the ball over too much. So just positive plays each week. Big theme of our our week this week is just completions. Just have positive plays. Try not to take sacks, get rid of the ball. Incomplete passes isn't the worst thing in the world sometimes. But just completions, positive plays, just keep the positivity up and just keep getting better on each side of the ball.
Coach, it's also the home opener, and of course, being a part of the football staff in the past as well, you have experienced the Dakota Dome, so maybe it's probably, it's kind of how I feel when I broadcast games from the Dakota Dome. It's cool. It's unique. You absolutely love it because it's a controlled environment, but maybe you sometimes don't get those same feels that when you did the first time being inside the Dakota Dome. But how do you feel going into the home opener now as the head coach playing inside the Dakota Dome?
It's a surreal feeling. I mean, even like USD lets us come in and practice once or twice a week in the Dome, and I just step in there and I just take it in for a second. Like, the opportunity that these kids have to play their home games in the Dakota Dome, I mean, I'd argue it's one of the best home venues in the country that I know of, like for sure in the state. I mean, you can't beat it. It's always sunny and 70 in the Dome, no matter what. And just the Dome atmosphere is amazing. Our fans always show up and show out. Student section always is rocking right behind us. It's an awesome atmosphere. So hopefully we can just keep putting a good product on the field, get some more seats filled in the Dome, and get that thing rocking on Friday.
Once again, that is Coach Budmeyer here on our pregame show, as I was able to catch up with him earlier this week to talk about last week's game against the Lennox Orioles and also getting ready for Lakota Tech. And speaking of the game against Lakota Tech, it is getting closer to kickoff here on the pregame show. I'm Heath Nimke. It's been a joy with you so far on the pregame show, but it's time to turn it over to the voice of the Vermillion Tanagers football team. That is Cole Larsch, and he will be coming up next as we get closer to kickoff between the Vermillion Tanagers and Lakota Tech. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV and Vermillion Tanagers Live.
And now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
Life can get pretty busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Cenex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Cenex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a checkmark, all in a day's work, powered locally. at Cenex.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
As I welcome you back inside the Dakota Dome here at the University of South Dakota in Vermillion. It's time for some Class 11A football. Just got wrapped up with all of our pregame announcements, some meat raffle winners, the national anthem, and all the starting lineups. And we are meeting at the Center Paul logo for the coin toss. As I bring along my broadcast partner once again, Heath Nimke. My name's Larsch. We're bringing you all the action here tonight and for a majority of the rest of this Vermillion Tanager season. As we're just wrapping up the coin toss, Heath Nimke one more time. Big game for both of these teams, as we were to be expected here inside the Dakota Dome. But, I mean, this is a really, really big test for Vermillion.
Certainly a huge test for the Vermillion Tanagers. As I talked about in the pregame show, get back to the fundamentals. This is, again, a new head coach taking over in his second game. A lot of great things that happened against Lennox last Friday night, but now just work on the fundamentals, do the right things. They've been implementing a lot of different looks in practice. Go out and execute. Opposite side for Lakota Tech, it's all about flying around, having fun. You can look at scores, you can say this, you can say that about Lakota Tech. One thing is, they are here inside the Dakota Dome, and they are ready to compete tonight. Should be a very exciting game.
The Tanagers the Tatanka won the toss. They elected to defer. The Tanagers will receive on the left end of the field as we see it here inside of the Dakota Dome, again wearing the home all reds. Red jerseys, red pants with black down the pant leg, white helmets. The Lakota Tech Tatanka, they will start on the right side of your screen, going right to left on your screen here inside the Dakota Dome. As we will get started, Lakota Tech will kick off, and Vermillion is back to receive. Trenton Thomas, and if I'm not mistaken, Cale Cleveland back there is at a number 1, Elijah Laura. Forgot my binoculars with me here inside the Dakota Dome. Forgot how high we would be sitting up. But Vermillion will start with the football as soon as we get set and ready to rock and roll. Hunter Brewer, the 5'9" freshman, will be doing the kicking duties for the Tatanka at the 40-yard line. Get you your officials for today's game as well. Doug Weber, the white hat. Ty Solik, the umpire. Nathan Weir, the linesman. Lines judge Trevor Reinisch, and the back judge is Herbie Corner. As we are set, hands are in the air, and the whistle blows. Hunter Brewer set, and the kick is underway. The home opener will be started for the Vermillion Tanagers. It's controlled and returned all the way up to the 48-yard line. Nolan Nygren with the return, about 15 yards or so. Tanager offense will start with the football on their own 48-yard line. Really good field position for Vermillion.
Good skill position to pick up, a good skill position player, I should say, to pick up the football there. With Nolan Nygren, has certainly a lot of experience when it comes to running around, and he did a great job of just cutting things up into the middle, went to somewhere where the traffic was at, but puts the Vermillion Tanagers in great starting field position here on the opening drive.
Hayden Christofferson will start in the backfield. 3 receivers to the near side on his right, 1 over to the left. Checks back and forth. 5-4 on the play clock. Quick pass over to the right side. It's Trenton Thomas. He'll make a defender miss, cut it back up. Just about near, and maybe will be, to the first down marker. Going to call him half a yard short. It's a 9-yard pitch and catch.
The Tatanka come out in a 3-5 defense. On that play, the first movement from the linebackers was chugging the legs backwards. As a linebacker in those type of positions, you got to be shuffling feet side to side, especially when Hayden Christofferson looks one way immediately. Got to be flowing that way.
2nd and 1 from call at the 43-yard line. Lakota Tech stunting blitz once again. Drop back quick. Pressure coming. Throw back over the middle, and it's caught well enough for a first down over the middle. It's Traquin Thomas. A pitch and catch of roughly about 20 yards, 1st and 10 for the Tanagers.
And Hayden Christofferson had to make that pitch and throw very, very quickly, as there was a blitz on the outside that was coming from Lakota Tech, and no one decided to pick it up for the Vermillion Tanagers. We'll see if they keep kind of leaving guys open to make their way to linebackers. But you've got to remember, the offensive lineman can't go downfield on a passing play.
2 for 2, 29 yards. Christofferson will now hand it right up the middle. Chapman, lot of room to go. He's cutting through the defense, and he is in. Touchdown, Tanagers. A 23-yard run from Bryce Voss, for the Tanagers. And they will open things up a quick 6-0 lead.
Yeah, just like his older brother, Voss got put into that running back position this year as a senior. Of course, he's been a big key to this defense the past couple of seasons. But again, now this year, the featured running back. We saw him do that last week against the Lennox Orioles, and just found the space right up the middle, put his head down, ran strong, and gets the Tanagers on the scoreboard early.
Oscar Edlin on to attempt the point after try. It is up. It is good. 10:47 to go in the first quarter. It's Tanager 7 to Tatanka 0. Back after these messages on Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV.
Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed. And you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you.
Back inside the Dakota Dome, a quick 7-0 lead for the Vermillion Tanagers. Once again, Oscar Edlin set to kick things off, going left to right. High end over end kicked, it will be returned. My Owen 3 stars. He tries going up the right, tries to cut back to the left. He'll be tackled by a swarm of Tanagers. They say the ball is out. No official signal yet. Still no official signal, and they're going to say it is a fumble recovery and a turnover back right to the Vermillion Tanagers at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, taking it back a look here on the instant replay, it is so hard for the officials. I mean, I think Vermillion won that call just because they started pointing and saying, we have the football. Again, looking back on instant replay and from what the officials were seeing, I don't think they can make that call saying it was actually a fumble for Lakota Tech, but nonetheless, Vermillion has it almost just outside the red zone.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Christofferson back in a shotgun, twins either side for Vermillion. Voss to his right. Christofferson gets the snap, looks quick left, fires, it's caught, and about a 5-yard gain that time for Traquin Thomas. Call it 4, maybe even 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
So far you're seeing that quick play calling by the Vermillion Tanagers, spreading it out to the near or wide side, and we'll see if they keep doing this 2-2 run. 2-2 run. Again, expect a pass play here, and depending on where you're at, a run play coming up next for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Christofferson now 3 for 3 on the ball game, and 2 quick passes, another shot up the middle for 20 yards to get that big 1st down. 2nd down and 7 for Christofferson. He will hand it right back up to the middle to Voss. He'll trick a couple defenders, try losing a couple more. He's still pushing all the way down to the 5-yard line. Another big run for Bryce Voss. It's 1st and goal, Vermillion.
Bryce Voss was throwing out stiff arms like we saw Barkley doing it last night against the Dallas Cowboys late in the 4th quarter to ice the game. Great tough run there by Voss, and he has certainly had his way up the middle of the field tonight.
Now Voss comes out, Ryan Chapman, now the running back, 3 receivers again to the left, 1 to the right. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line for Vermillion. Christofferson checks the defense. He'll step back to pass, crossing route over the middle, and it's caught. Another touchdown for the Tanagers. Traquin Thomas makes his 3rd catch, and again, 13-0 now the score for Vermillion.
Yeah, simple little slant route right across the middle and found easily by the Vermillion Tanagers and Hayden Christofferson. And congratulations to Hayden getting his first touchdown passing touchdown, I should say, of the season.
PAT is up, and it is through. 9:25 to go in quarter number 1. It's a 14-0 lead for the Tanagers. Back after this on Vermillion Tanagers Live.
Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer.
9:25, quarter number 1. It's a 14-0 lead for the Vermillion Tanagers. Once again, Oscar Edlin will do the kicking duties. He's kicking off to the Tatanka again. Have not had the ball on the offensive side yet. Left-footed kick, a line drive right back up the middle. We'll take a couple bounces, and it is returned. Once again, Owen 3 stars. He gets it about to the 27, 26-yard line thereabouts. where the Tatanka will have it 1st and 10. First look of the ball game for the Tanager defense.
Give a huge shout out there to Corbin Hickens there for the Vermillion Tanagers as he blew up a couple Tatanka guys coming just on the kickoff return, trying to find the ball carrier, and eventually got a partial tackle on the play. But yeah, for Tatanka, first time that they've been on the field, it's all about just trying to pick up a simple first down and get things moving from there.
1st and 10, going to call it from the 27-yard line on their own. Ben Yazzie, the quarterback for Lakota Tech. One running back to either side. It is 3 stars to his left, Hunter Brewer to his right. He'll take the snap, hand it off to 3 stars up the middle. Flag on the play. First penalty of the ball game coming through. Run did not go for much. Quick tackle up front by the Tanager front line. I believe they're going to get 3 stars for leaving early. We'll see what the official signal is. It's going to be a false start.
Yeah, I didn't really see much on the instant replay there, Cole, of a false start. But I will say it did look like maybe a couple guys for Lakota Tech might have lined up off sides. They were right there with the center as well. And that's always, of course, kind of a thing of emphasis is you have to be just a half step behind the center. You cannot be up with the center on the line of scrimmage.
So now 1st and 15 for Lakota Tech. 2 receivers either side. Brewer in the backfield. 3 stars comes in motion. As he drops back to pass, it's jump ball. Going to be caught by Emilio Hopkins. Good job making that grab, but he is quickly brought down by 3 Vermillion Tanagers. Going to call it maybe a gain of 1, make it 2nd down and 14.
Yeah, what a great play there by Hopkins as he just made the quick curl route, and as he came back, it was a floater to him, but held on tight as he took a pop right to the rib cage. And sometimes those can be hard to hang on to, and it was a very dangerous throw the way it was hanging up there in the air, but nice job by Lakota Tech.
2nd down, and I call it a long 14 yards. Ball's at the 23. 2 receivers either side. Once again, 1 running back set or Yazzie. Tanager's going to bring a lot of pressure. Got to throw it quick. He's able to get it off, but just barely. Jump ball is going to be intercepted. Grant Rohrig, he's going to take it. 10-5. Touchdown, Vermillion Tanagers. A 25-yard pick 6. And they once again get on the board often and early, extending their lead to 20-0.
They showed 7. They brought 7. No way Lakota Tech could pick up everybody. The pressure gets home, just throwing it up, trying to make something happen downfield. In the end, Rohrig there to catch it and get the pick 6 and bring it back to the house.
Oscar Edlin on to attempt the point after try. Snap good, hold is there, the kick is up, and it's right down Broadway. 8:16 to go first quarter. Tanagers 21, Tatanka nothing. Back to Vermillion Tanagers Live after this.
Cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying.
And we're back here inside the Dakota Dome. 8:16 to play in quarter number 1. It's a 21-point lead. I was going to say, I was wondering where our theme music was. Give me my theme music, Mr. Heath Nimke. Again, Cole Larsch, Heath Nimke on the call for the Tanagers home opener. Coach Lewis Budmeyer and his staff trying to get his first ever win here at home in the dark confinements of the Dakota Dome.
We are missing a coach as well. Cole, you mentioned during the pregame show, if Gary Culver was here or if he was away on other business with the University of South Dakota, he is away currently.
Once again, the ball is out on the kickoff return. Emilio Hopkins, he'll be credited with about a 4-yard return. He muffed it a couple times trying to go get it, got it back. Not able to jump back on it, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tatanka.
Yeah, he's got some sticky gloves out there, but the stickum must not be on him because and it was close there too. I thought he might have been down, but as he was sliding down, the football might have come loose, but then nobody could get on top of it for the Vermillion Tanagers. Lakota Tech catches themselves a break on their kickoff return.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 2 running backs in for Lakota Tech. It's going to be an option to the left. Yazzi's going to keep it himself, and he will get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Cameron Bottleson as well as Caleb Lara in there to make the tackle. A loss of 4 on the play.
Hunter Brewer, the freshman running back, you got to make sure you stay behind your quarterback on the option play. You cannot get lateral with him because there was looking for that option maybe to still pitch out. Vermillion did read it perfectly. I mean, they had 4 guys over there to stop the option play, but you got to make sure you stay with your quarterback a few feet behind. So if he does want to pitch that off, he has that option.
So with that loss, 2nd down and 14 yards to go. Ball is on the Tatanka 20-yard line. Now 2 receivers to the near side, the short side on the left, 1 deep out to the right. Tanagers show 6. They're going to bring 3. Pass over quick to the right side to Brewer, the running back. Going to say incomplete on a forward pass. Tanagers getting a lot of pressure here early.
Yeah, they want to bring the house in. Once again, Brewer that time just started looking upfield before bringing the ball in. But once again, Vermillion shows blitz. They did back off those 3 linebackers. They didn't quite bring everybody, but still the front line there. Give Dane Richardson and the rest of his crew on the defensive line getting after the quarterback and providing the pressure so far this evening.
Now 3rd down and a long 14 for Lakota Tech. The same formation, just flipped the other way. 2 receivers to the far side. Now they're going to split 3 of them out there. As Olin 3 stars a late break over to that right side. 1 receiver to the near side. 1 running back set in there as well. Snap is back. Yazzie rolls out to his right. He'll fire for a big tight end. It's caught. That time it was Norman Wilson, the senior tight end. Going to get a gain about 8 yards, but still quite a ways to go here in 4th down.
I give Yazzie a lot of credit there as well. He took some friendly fire from an early block in the backfield, but continued to keep his feet moving. And as we always talk about as a quarterback, plant your feet, fire at home. Yazzie didn't do that. He just kept on running, slung it in there, though, and a nice pickup of 6 yards.
It's now 4th down, and we're going to call it roughly 6 to go on the 28-yard line. Tatanka offense going to do a little squib punt the way it looks. As Trenton Thomas back deep for the Tanagers. Nearly blocked. It goes straight up in the air. It'll take a Tatanka bounce and roll to, I'm going to say, about the 40-yard line. Almost blocked that time by the Tanager defense officially, as Bill Settles says over the PA intercom. 11-yard punt, no return. It'll be 1st and 10.
I'm not quite for sure why they have him up so close. You do that, Cole, if you don't have a long snapper, but the snap was actually extremely good. Like, there was no doubt about it that it was going to get to the punter. You could probably back that off about 5-6 yards, and you would be all right. I'm kind of surprised that they bring him so close, because then you'd have no room to step up into, and you do exactly that when the pressure comes. You just hook it straight up in the air.
1st and 10 from the Tatanka 40-yard line. Christofferson will hand it off straight up the middle. Ryan Chapman plowing through defenders. Going to give him about 8 yards, maybe 9 on that left hash. Good gain that time by Chapman. Going to be 2nd down and 2. Tanagers in a hurry-up offense now. 3 receivers still right, 1 left. Christofferson surveying the defense, going to quick no-huddle play call for Vermillion. Christofferson claps, gets a snap. Quick pass over to the right. It's complete. Miko Beal, big tackle by the Tatanka defense. Emilio Hopkins up there making the play. Going to be a loss of 2 on the play.
Anyone who says this Lakota Tech team can't play, just check out that play by Hopkins. Comes and lays a big lick. Looks over the wide receiver there as well. I know that's an emphasis in the NFL right now, is taunting and standing over players. But if you're Hopkins, you got to be a little happy about that play. It certainly laid a big lick, and it makes it a 3rd down and 5 for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Call a 3rd down and a short 5. 2 receivers either side. Chapman in motion. He's going to get the handoff. Stutter steps, gets around a defender on the near side, staying in bounds. Going to be close to that 1st down marker. It appears they are going to give it to him. Chapman with the big 4-yard run. 1st and 10 Tanagers.
Chapman has always been a great running back for the Vermillion Tanagers. Has had to deal with injuries over the past couple of seasons. Have never really seen him for a full season for the Vermillion Tanagers, but makes a nice strong run there and picks up an important 1st down for Vermillion.
Another no-huddle play and a new running back out there as well. That's Duke Jobe to the right of Hayden Christofferson. 2 receivers to either side as well. Snap is back. Christofferson, long drop. He'll fire over to the left and way over the head of Traquin Thomas, and incomplete.
And that time, looking at Lakota Tech and the pressure they bring, it wasn't a whole lot. And for Vermillion, that is going to be their big MO. When you have just 3 guys that are rushing and you're still getting a push by Lakota Tech, got to fix some things for Vermillion Tanagers. Hayden Christofferson was thrown off his back foot. Wasn't getting hit, but again, thrown off the back foot, not something you want to see when you're only rushing 3 guys.
First incompletion for Christofferson in the ball game now. 5 for 6, 35 yards and a touchdown in there as well. He'll take the snap, looking left, throws. That's going to be complete. Over the middle, and a good gain as well. Another 1st down for the Tanagers. That's Brock Wilroth, the senior receiver, with about a 12-yard gain. Another 1st and 10 Tanagers, and once again, they're moving quickly.
And Vermillion's doing a great job with this spread offense. Again, it's a little bit different than what we saw from head coach Tom O'Boyle last year. Now, Tom did have it in his offensive plethora. But again, seeing this spread, kind of what these guys grew up watching with Andy Holman about 5-6 years ago. And right now, they're doing a great job executing it here inside the Dakota Dome.
Once again, 2 receivers either side. Jobe, the running back, 1st and 10. Got handed off to him. Little counter to the left. He's shaking through defenders. Trying to keep the legs moving, churning for as many yards as possible. A lot of contact in there, trying to stop Duke Jobe. Going to give him, call it a gain of 5. Makes it 2nd and 5.
Yeah, what a strong run there by Duke. He's the 3rd different player that we've seen for the Vermillion Tanagers so far tonight. Run the football and just kind of bounced it off to the left hashes, but kept his feet moving. Lakota Tech trying to make some ankle tackles, and you're not going to get a whole lot done down there.
2nd and 5, ball on the left hash, 13-yard line. 3 receivers to the right for the Tanagers. 1 to the left again. Jobe still in there at running back. Christofferson looks right, looks left. Does it again. He'll clap for the ball. Quick pass over to the right side. It's Chapman. He's got some room. 1 defender to beat. Down along the near sideline. Toe tap in bounds. And he's there. Another touchdown, Tanagers. Increasing the lead 27-0 on a big play by Ryan Chapman.
Yeah, nice job by Chapman on the wide receiver screen. Got the blocks in front of him and then knew from there, had to take it towards the pylon, was able to shed off a tackler and get into the end zone.
And once again, needling on to attempt the point after try. Snap good, hold is there, kick is up, and it is no good, just to the right of the upright. So 3:03 to go first quarter. 27-0 the lead for the Tanagers. Back to the Dakota Dome after this on Live Ticket TV.
Out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the Tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Could you use some extra cash? Every Thursday night, we're hosting Chase the Pink Ace with a large jackpot and growing jackpot. I'm RF Bowie, the founder of Team Bowie Cares. 100% of the profits go to local cancer patients fighting their fight. You can get your tickets at any business inside Al's Oasis or online at ChaseThePinkAce.org. Drawing is held every Thursday night at 8:08 p.m. at the Last Chance Saloon inside Al's Oasis. Thanks for caring.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future.
As we're back here inside the Dakota Dome, 3:03 to play here in quarter number one. We thank you for tuning in wherever that might be, whether Vermillion, Lakota Tech, even Beaumont, Texas as well. Thank you all for tuning in. Vermillion Tanagers live ticket TV. Cole Larsch alongside me, Heath Nimke. It's a 27-0 lead for the Vermillion Tanagers. Edlin set to kick, a shorter kick this time to the left side. It gets past all the Tatanka returners. It's batted almost out of bounds, and now it will be batted out of bounds. Really good effort that time over on the far side.
That was a design squib as well, Cole. That was completely, we're going to put it over to the left corner. You sprint as hard as you possibly can after it. Hopefully you place it exactly right. And Vermillion was that close on another kickoff to get the football back in their hands. The penalty flag, by the way, is going to be on Vermillion because the football does go out of bounds, and it was touched by Vermillion, forcing it out of bounds. Can't do that on the kickoff team.
So they're going to place the ball at the 35-yard line, free kick out of bounds. That was, of course, if you want to do that squib to try to get the ball back, they had the right guy over there. It was Cale Cleveland over on that far side, just diving out of reach of that.
And as we know, Cale Cleveland here in the Vermillion area has really become a very popular name as a freshman. A lot of people excited to see what that young man could potentially become in the next few years here at quarterback and playing a few other sports along the way as well.
Yazzie on 1st and 10 will pitch it, and the ball is loose. I think it was a designed halfback pass. It's picked up and returned. Duke Job, he's going to go all the way. I see no signal. It's a touchdown, Tanagers. It looked like a designed halfback pass. Hunter Brewer tried throwing it. He lost it while he was throwing it. It's a fumble recovery. Call it 25 yards for Duke Job and another Tanager touchdown.
It exactly was a halfback pass, Cole. You're 100% right. Taking a look back there in the instant replay, you could see him trying to transition it to his hip to bring it up to throw it, and as he was making that transition, he saw the pressure, just lost it coming around from his hip, and Vermillion gets another defensive score, their second of the ball game.
Edlin's PAT is up and good. 2:51 to go first quarter. It's Tanagers 34, Tatanka yet to score. Back to the Dakota Dome after this on Live Ticket TV.
You know, Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance. They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masaba.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment.
As we're back here inside the Dakota Dome, 2:51 to go in quarter number one. Edlin tees up yet another kickoff from the home half of the 40-yard line. And Tanagers in the home red uniforms going left to right here in quarter number one. Lakota Tech in the road whites. A big start for Vermillion, and so far all they've done is just pour more gas onto the fire.
Yeah, this has just not been going the way of Lakota Tech so far this evening. They just can't seem to get in a rhythm.
Hopkins muffed the kickoff. He's able to pick it back up, and he will take it down after a 1-yard return. Jumped up for that one, went right through the hands, but he's able to recover it. It'll be 1st and 10 Lakota Tech on their own 24-yard line.
Just got to work on the basics. As kickoff return man, you should never field the ball as it's going above your head. If it's going above your head, it should be one thing, touchback. Don't need to worry about it. Otherwise, you should always be running, catching it in the bread basket there. Luckily for Lakota Tech, able to get back on top of it.
1st and 10 from the 19-yard line for Lakota Tech. 2 receivers, so now we got a late switch. 2 receivers split out to either side. Yazzie at quarterback. New running back in there. As he gets the handoff, not going to get very much. Big stop there by the Vermillion defensive line. As that's Dayton Eagleball, freshman running back. They call it a loss of 1.
Yeah, that's just a great job of the defensive line flowing to the ball, getting penetration as well. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot that the linebackers had to do. That was the first defensive line just breaking through and swarming to the ball carrier. And from there, a host, or I should say a flock of Tanagers were able to get in there as well.
Tatanka break the huddle. 2:10 to play here in quarter number 1. Once again, a little confusion out of the huddle. Now we'll split 2 to either side. 10 on the play clock for Lakota Tech. Now a late switch. 5 seconds. 4 to snap it. Back judge waving his hand. Now in motion is 3 stars. Late snap goes through the hand of Yazzie. He'll get it back, and he's instantly laid down to the ground by the Tanager defense. Corbin Heckens, senior defensive lineman, going to be big loss, bring up 3rd down.
He's bullied a few kids out here tonight, just strictly pushing them over, and he does it once again. We saw that earlier on a kickoff return that he laid a couple of kids out, and that time just able to get to the quarterback. And he was also looking around thinking, just in case that ball comes loose, he's like, hey, get me in on the score, and I want to get one as well.
So 3rd down and about the Nebraska border to go for Lakota Tech. Officially 22, ball on the 7-yard line. Now 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Late motion, that one's going to be an illegal procedure call. As Lakota Tech Tatanka receivers going back and forth at the snap.
Yeah, when it comes to the high school game, that is not arena football. Can't be moving around, can't be jumping around, moving, and it looked like he was moving forward as well. And in fact, it was a motion, Cole. I thought at one point he didn't. I thought he was coming in to ask his teammate what the play was.
Encroachment called on the Vermillion Tanagers. So not a false start as I originally thought.
Okay. Yep. Checking back here, instant replay, just on the edge there. Yeah, it goes just slightly early, and that was no on that time. Yep. Good call there by the officials. Got it right. Rylan John, the one who committed the penalty.
Yazzie rolls to his right. Pass is complete. 83, that's Edward Stover Jr. Going to gain maybe about a yard on that far side. Brings up 4th and long.
Well, if you're Lakota Tech, have to punt the football. Like I said, last time they punted, it went straight up in the air. They can take a few steps back, though, with their long snapper. They can get this ball off by any means. They don't need to step up extremely close. And Cole, I got to believe they're going to have to call a timeout here. There's a lot of confusion, still running guys on and off the field at the moment. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get under the final 10 seconds or not.
Trenton Thomas stands back at the 42-yard line. The no run-up punt is good. Thomas will field it at the 34. He shakes and bakes. Now coming to the near side, 20, 15, 10. He's got blockers. Toe tap on the near side, 5. Is he in? Gonna say just short. A 34-yard punt return for Trenton Thomas, and that is how the first quarter is gonna end here inside the Dakota Dome. After 12 minutes of play, Tanagers 34, Tatanka yet to score. We're going to step aside. Back with the second quarter action from the Dakota Dome. After this, you're watching Tanager football on Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV.
Offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregate, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen.
As we're back here in the Dome, second quarter action about to get underway. Tanagers have first and goal from the 1 yard line. Christofferson looks to take the snap. Chapman at his left, Job at his right, with a 2 running back set. Christofferson looks left and right. Now will take the snap, looks back to pass, has pressure, got to get out of it, and he's unable to. It's going to be a sack for the Tatanka defense. They brought a lot of pressure, showed a lot of pressure, and brought it all right. That's Tayshawn Schreiner, the senior defensive lineman. It'll be a loss of, say, 7 yards.
Yeah, I don't know what the Vermillion Tanagers were thinking offensively. Right there at the 1 yard line, just run the football. Maybe even bring Hayden Christofferson underneath center. Just try to quarterback sneak, and missed opportunity for a touchdown there for the Vermillion Tanagers. Now they try to get themselves a little bit more of a hole, and a lot of confusion now on the football field.
Timeout called by Lakota Tech. We're going to keep it here, give you some scores from around the state of South Dakota. Actually, we're going to take a short break. Back in 30 seconds here on Live Ticket TV.
Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dogs. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response.
As we're back in the Dome after the sack, it's second and goal from the 8 yard line for Vermillion. 2 receivers left, 1 right. 2 receivers set now. Job, quick motion to the left. He's going to get the pass on the left side, has some blockers. That one's going to be a flag and coming back. Yep. Job dragging some defenders, and we've got mustard on the lettuce.
A lot of holding on that play. Trenton Thomas kind of looking around like, on me? Yeah, that's certainly, you can't spin around the guy, then continue to hold on to him. And again, Vermillion easy on the punt return, first down and goal at the 1 yard line, and they just keep backing themselves up more and more and more. Sometimes, like I said, you go back to that one play, you decide not to take the, I don't want to say easy touchdown, but the simple run play right up the middle or somewhere in those lanes, and now you have yourself outside the 15-yard line looking at second and goal.
And now the Tanagers will take a timeout. So 10 yards from the spot of the foul, it'll be second and goal from the 16-yard line. When we come back after these messages, Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV.
May live.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Well, folks, if you got one of those 2025 Grossenberg implement calendars, you probably met their sneaky little buddy, Gino. Let's be honest, some of you forgot about him. Here's the deal. When you swing in for harvest parts, just show the parts crew where Gino's hiding on that calendar, and they'll hand you a free can.
As we're back here inside the Dakota Dome, two receivers long split out to the right, one to the left, two running backs set. Second and goal from the 16-yard line for the Vermillion Tanagers. Tatanka showing pressure. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Chapman going to try to spin his way through defenders. Going to get a pretty good gain. Down to the 6-yard line, makes it 3rd and goal. Hurry up offense. Third carry for Chapman. Quickly, handoff to Job. Job stutter steps to the right, trucks a defender at the goal line, and he is in. Touchdown, Tanagers. They extend their lead early here in the second quarter.
A nice job by Job just to bounce it to the outside. Saw some space out there and cuts it up for another Vermillion Tanagers touchdown. Great job by Vermillion offensively to bow through the adversity. You move back on the first play, then you pick up a 10-yard holding penalty, but able to still find the touchdown after his 1st and goal from the 1.
PAT by Edelin is up, and it is good. 10:55 to go, second quarter. Tanagers 41, Tatanka yet to score. Back with more Tanager football after this on Live Ticket TV.
That's right. Find Gino, point him out, and claim your prize. Easy as that. Grossenberg Implement, helping with harvest and keeping you refreshed one pop at a time.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages.
Speaking of ribs, rods, and rock and roll, this seems like a good song to be playing downtown Vermillion right now. As we were just talking in the break, big weekend in downtown Vermillion. Yotes might be playing away, but a lot of things going on, including a Tanager home game, the home opener of the season, a 41-0 lead for the Vermillion Tanagers. Edelin to kick it off once again. This one over to the left side. It is recovered by Bradley White. He'll make his way up that far sideline. And a decent return, about a 7-yard return. Be 1st and 10 for Lakota Tech on their own 27-yard line.
Lakota Tech just trying to put some things together here offensively. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple run plays. We have not seen them try to run it a whole lot here in the ball game. It seems like they've tried to drop back and pass quite often. Usually when that happens, something goes extremely wrong for this group. So let's just see if maybe they keep it simple, pound and ground, right up the middle, see if they can't pick up a few yards.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line, 10:51 to go here in quarter number 2. Two receivers near side, one to the far, two running backs set. Yazzie gets the snap. He will hand it off up the left side. Trying to cut through defenders is Dayton Eagle ball. Good stop once again by the Vermillion Tanagers.
On the opposite side, Cole, Vermillion has just done a great job competing in this game tonight. We said work on the simple fundamentals, and now getting that opportunity as well for the Vermillion Tanagers. Rotate some backups in there and get some playing minutes right now in this second quarter.
So far see a decent amount of just a few starters in there, but like you said, yeah, a lot of guys rotating in, which of course makes my job real fun, trying to figure out a bunch of numbers. 2nd and 9, quick pass over to the left. That one's going to be quickly swallowed up by the Tanager defense. Hopkins on the catch, tries turning it upfield. Going to credit him with, might be able to call it a half a yard.
Nice job there by Kelton Crum, the defensive lineman for the Vermillion Tanagers, to get himself over there and make a tackle on the outside. You usually don't see a big defensive lineman making a tackle on a wide receiver, but Crum was able to get out there and make a nice play.
Third down and a short 9 yards to go. Two receivers again to the near side. One to the far, two running back set. Yazzie back to throw, going to get it complete over to the right side. 3 stars, and he is quickly brought down by the Tanagers. Bryce Voss, another big tackle. That's going to be about a loss of 4 or 5. Brings up 4th and long.
Yeah, Voss read that one perfectly and just waited until he made the catch and then swarm tackle and make sure he drove him to the ground.
So now 4th and scoreboard says 15 yards. I'm going to go with that myself. Brock Wilroth is back to receive this punt. 8:36 and counting to go here in quarter number 2. Snap it good. The punt is partially blocked by the Tanagers. It's loose on the right side, and it's still loose. Tanagers able to fall on it. It was blocked by Kelton Crum, and it was recovered by, I believe, Cameron Bottleson, who was out there to make the grab.
Second time we've called Crum's name out there as a backup defensive lineman, and the Vermillion Tanagers able to get on top of it, and they do themselves a great job. Again, Cole also seen a couple more rotation guys. Hayden Christopherson is still the starting quarterback out there as well for the Vermillion Tanagers.
8:24 to go here in quarter number 2. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. 2 receivers either side. The running back is Timmy Freeberg, the freshman out there, standing to the right of Hayden Christopherson. He'll clap, hand off to Freeberg, big hole up the middle, making his way through defenders, not quite to the first down marker, but a pretty good run there of 9 yards, brings up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, Freeberg just hits the hole extremely hard, exactly what they teach you as a running back. Follow the blocks right up the middle. They do a great job, and he gets kind of spun around, but just keeps his feet moving. Picks up a nice 9 yards.
4th running back for the Vermillion Tanagers to get a carry so far in the ball game. Christopherson hand it right back up to him. Freeberg getting towards the goal line. He'll reach. He is going to be just short. Needed 8 yards to get there. He probably got 7 3/4. 1st and goal, and Tanagers quickly going.
Yeah, Freeberg just need to reach out there. Let's see if we go right back to him.
I can't imagine why they wouldn't. 1st and goal from about the 1 foot line. Christopherson surveys the defense. No clap. Hand off to Freeberg. Counter back to the right. And he is in there across the goal line. Touchdown, Tanagers. 7:25 to go, 2nd quarter. Freeberg, another Tanager to score.
I could tell that Freeberg was going to get it on that play. He was moving his hands back and forth. He was ready to go. He got it. It was a little bit of a fight there. He kind of bounced to the outside, and Lakota Tech had a guy right there, but able to spin off of him and find his way into the end zone. Nice job there by the freshman to score here tonight.
Yeah, late sub off for Vermillion. Christopherson to hold. He waited. Snap back, hold is good. Left-footed kick by Edlin is up, and it is through.
They didn't even make a substitution. They only had 10 guys.
Oh, well, he came off anyway. 7:25 to go, 2nd quarter. Tanagers 48, Tatanka yet to score. Back to the Dakota Dome after this.
The right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
As we're back inside the Dakota Dome, 7:25 left to play here in half number 1. Edelin once again. Left-footed kickoff is on its way. Gets tapped by the guy in the second line, Tatanka. Going to bring it up. Again, Bradley White this time. Best return of the game so far by Lakota Tech. They get it out to the 34-yard line. They will have it where they will have it 1st and 10.
All right, new rule for Lakota Tech when it comes to kickoffs. It's going to go over your head. Let it go over your head. This isn't basketball. Don't even try to reach up and grab it. You're all right. We're not trying to rebound it here. Just let it go. Someone else is going to take over, and you'll be all right.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's embarrassing. 1st and 10, Lakota Tech. 34-yard line. Oh, I'm so disappointed in myself for that. 7:19 to play here. 7:19 to play here in quarter number 2. 2 receivers either side once again for the Tatanka. Again, a lot of new numbers out there for the Vermillion Tanagers. 3 stars motions to the right, and now we're going to get an encroachment by Vermillion. That one's on Rylan John. Third penalty on the Tanagers, second encroachment. 3 penalties, 20 yards. We'll bring up 1st and 5 from the 39-yard line. Runner in motion once again. Yazzie pitches over to the right side. He's going to be gobbled up quickly. Pitch over to Eagle Ball. Tackle made by Knox Chef as well as Mason Watkins. A couple new numbers out there.
Yeah, it seems like I think at this point, looking out there, Vermillion has exchanged all of their first-team guys, getting all second-team guys out there a chance to play in tonight's football game.
6:50 to go and half number 2. Second down on the long 9. Two receivers either side. Single back set. Runner in motion. Yazzie back to throw. He'll launch it deep. And it's going to be a jump ball and knocked down by the Tanagers. Braxton Beach in there making the play. Intended receiver was number 11, Braden Poorthunder.
I don't know if it would work for him or not. What if Yazzie, if you put on a glove, if it would help keep the ball tighter and with more speed? Because every time he cocks back, it looks like it's going to be a really good throw. As it comes out, it feels like he's shoving it out of his hand. And it just gets lobbed up there in the air. I just wonder if maybe a glove might help him kind of stick a little bit more.
As we have a stoppage in play. Ball was spotted a yard further back than it was supposed to be, so they'll move it back up. Still 3rd and 9 from the 35-yard line for Lakota Tech. Yazzie back to throw. He's looking left, pumps, throws over the middle. It's going to be just low and incomplete to Emilio Hopkins, the intended receiver. 6:12 now to go in quarter number 2. And 4th and 9. Now a timeout going to be called by Lakota Tech. We're going to step aside and take it with them. 6:12 to go in quarter number 2. Back to the Dakota Dome after this.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency.
Fourth and 9. Norman Wilson just chucked a pass a long ways downfield. Was intended for, I believe, Emilio Hopkins, going to fall incomplete. Well, I mean, that was a pretty impressive pass right there. I mean, I look up at their formation, all of a sudden there's a pass being thrown down that far sideline. And now it'll be a turnover on downs. First and 10 for the Tanagers on the Tatanka 35, and as the second string is out there, we've got some confusion. Timeout called by Vermillion, their second of the half. We're going to step aside and take the timeout with them. Back to the Dome after this.
To every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
As we're back here inside the Dakota Dome, we do have a new quarterback at the helm for the Vermillion Tanagers. That is Sam Neighbor, the sophomore, back there with two receivers to either side. He's going to hand it off to Beal, breaking tackles up the middle, getting past all of them, and he's through. Beal, a 35-yard touchdown out of the timeout. Another big touchdown for the Tanagers. And that's now the fifth Tanager to run the ball, fourth running back to score.
Shedded three different whoopee tacklers to get in on the end zone, and he gets big high fives and hugs all the way around. He was excited to run the football, but man, just was able to shed a few blocks to get on in there and get the touchdown for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Oh, and now we've got a flag right by the kicker. I gotta make sure they've got. He's gonna make sure to count them. Yeah, that's.
And I think the official got really helped out too, because he said, "Why do you have a wide receiver when you guys are kicking an extra point? There's this one wide receiver lined up way out here.
Yeah,
what we got going on?"
Yep, that's Doug Weber for you. Anybody that knows him, he's a really good guy, and he just walked up there, set the flag down, and goes, "I want you to count how many guys you've got out there." So now a 24-yard PAT from Edlin. Snap back, spot is good, and it's up, and it is through. 5:59 to go second quarter. Tanagers with a 55-point lead. We're back to the Dakota Dome after this on Live Ticket TV.
Life can get pretty busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Cenex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Cenex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a checkmark. All in a day's work, powered locally at Cenex.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success.
As we're back here inside the Dakota Dome, Tanagers getting ready to kick things off once again. 5:59 to go in the second quarter. I believe it's still Oscar Edlin out there doing the kicking. I would be correct. The freshman listed as a wide receiver / defensive back, 5'10", $145.
When it comes to this level, who can ever kick the ball the best gets the kicking duties.
You are exactly right, as one of the Tanagers was offside on that kickoff, but once again, it's tapped back. Emilio Hopkins gets laid out along that far side. Decent return of about 5 yards or so, going to be 1st and 10 to Tatanka on their own 18-yard line.
I love Bradley White, but again, it's the second time that he's just reached up and tried to get you got someone behind you, White. Just let it go. Let it go. Turn around and make sure he's got a block up field. But nice return there by Lakota Tech.
Officially a 6-yard return. 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. Again, a lot of new faces out there for the Tanagers. Braxton Beach at D-back. Mason Nygren also at D-back. Sam Neighbor, another defensive back. Just some of the numbers that I can see offhand. Brody Meredith in there at linebacker as well. Quinn Cogley. Rylan John. Let's see. Bennett Heine, I believe, as well. Big number 73 on the left side of the defensive line. As we have a quarterback change, the old tight end, Norman Wilson, back doing the quarterback duties. He will hand it off. It's a double reverse. This one's to Braden Porthunder up the far side. He's got a first down and a little bit more. Caught about a 16-yard gain that time on the double reverse for Braden Porthunder. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time all game, it's 1st down to Tatanka.
And a great reverse, double reverse there on that play call. Just got to make sure you continue to keep the feet moving upfield. He was kind of waiting for some blocks to develop, but it looked like he had plenty of space along the far sideline. Just got to keep it going.
So 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Long huddle in there for Lakota Tech. Try to get more numbers on the Vermillion defense as I see it. I believe Mason Watkins in there at linebacker as well. I see an 87. I don't think there's an 87 on the team. Check back with those numbers. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Watkins got a little crossed up by his running backs. Will eventually do a pitch back to his right. He was wrapped up very quickly that time by Case Johnson, the freshman defensive lineman. Going to be a big TFL. Called a loss of 5 on the play.
Some other Friday night football going on as well, Cole. Can't forget. NFL side, the Chiefs and the Chargers have officially kicked off as well on YouTube. Not YouTube TV, YouTube.
That is an ugly score bug. I will just note that for anybody who might be watching the YouTube stream of the NFL game.
I'll make sure YouTube is notified that you disagree with it.
Well, I don't disagree with it. I just think it's ugly.
I'll tell them that then.
Yeah, go ahead. Snap back. Wilson will fire down the left side. Has a man and is just overthrown. And incomplete, intended for Emilio Hopkins. Once again along that far side. So far for Norman Wilson, the senior tight end, 6'3", 190 listed in the program. He's thrown a couple of deep balls just over the reach of his receivers.
They've been some pretty good balls as well, throwing downfield. A little bit of a loose spiral, but can certainly sling it. About 30, 40 yards down the turf here and inside the Dakota Dome.
So 4:05 to go, second quarter. 3rd down and 15 officially from the 29-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, 2 running backs. Wilson, 4-step drop. He'll heave one down the right seam. Has a man, and it's caught by Braden Poor Thunder. Big pitch and catch. About 45 yards on that play for Lakota Tech. Doubles their offensive output in the ball game so far. And another big first down for the Tatanka.
Yeah, it just drops back once again, and he's looking for the home run ball every single time. And this time a big throw for Lakota Tech and pick up a huge first down. You'd love to see them get on the scoreboard here.
Going into that play, they had a total of 6 positive offensive yards, and that pitch and catch for 45 puts them in Vermillion territory. 1st and 10 from the Tanager 27-yard line. 2 receivers split to either side of the formation, 1 running back. Wilson with a soft pitch over to Eagle Ball, and he is wrapped up and brought down by the Tanagers.
I'm liking the throwing game right now for Lakota Tech. Just keep on doing it. It seems to be the thing that is working right now for them. Vermillion defensively is getting still great pressure from the defensive line. Again, this is all second guys out there, but able to shut off a couple of blockers and get the linebackers involved as well. So let's see if they don't get back to the passing game, Lakota Tech. I know it's taken them a little bit longer, though, to get the plays in. Again, new quarterback, backup guys as well out there for Lakota Tech. So every time they call the play, it's kind of everything's set. This is what everyone's doing. Here we go.
2nd down and 13 officially from the 30-yard line. Once again, 2 to either side. Wilson, 2-step drop, will heave one on a corner out on the right side, and it's just in and out of the hands of Olin 3 stars and incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like 3 stars might be able to reel that one in. Got a little bit of separation over in the far corner. That would have been a huge play for Lakota Tech, but now it's going to bring up 3rd down and long. Expect them to go right back to the air.
So now from the 30-yard line, we'll reset 3rd down and 13 yards to go. Wilson now has 3 receivers split to his left, 1 on the near side here on the right side of the formation. Wilson looks around. He'll get the snap, a short snap. He'll roll right, fire right. Going to be out of reach of Poor Thunder. Just overthrew him a little bit too far. Another incompletion brings up 4th down and 13.
Yeah, never really set his feet there as well, and just trying to sling it down. He saw his wide receiver was able to get past the defensive back there and free safety, but just overshot his intended target.
So now 4th down and 13 from the 30. Tatanka offense back out there, 2:22 to play in half number 1. Gonna motion some receivers around, 3 to the left and 1 to the right. Wilson claps, gets the snap, couple step drop, looks left, fires, and it's gonna be well off the target of his intended receiver, Emilio Hopkins. And with the turnover on downs, it'll be 1st and 10 Vermillion from their own 30-yard line. First and 10 Vermillion against Sam Neighbor. The quarterback in there for Vermillion. Try to get you as many numbers as I can. That is Shaden Sierra, the running back, and now we're going to get a flag from our back judge. I don't think it's going to be a delay of game. I'll say illegal substitution, bringing guys in late, or maybe even 12 men on the field.
Yeah, for Vermillion, this is going to be pretty simple as well. Just a couple running plays, and due to the 50-point rule here in the state of South Dakota, it would wrap up the game.
So now 1st and 5, quick pass over the left side. It's to Beal. He's got some space on the near side, jumps over a defender, and he's down inside Tatanka territory. Another big explosive play for Beal. That one of 21 yards and another first down.
Never mind, just let him keep on doing it. Beal has been an explosive player out there when he has got the football in his hands. Of course, we saw him run for a 33-yard touchdown on the last offensive possession for the Vermillion Tanagers.
So 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line.
Lakota Tech is cycling guys on and off the field extremely late at the moment.
It looks like they've got 13 guys out there, but it'll be a handoff to Sierra, and he's going to be brought down before the ball goes out. Give Sierra officially a gain of 1. That is now the 6th running back to record a carry here in the ball game for the Vermillion Tanagers.
They did have 11 out there, Cole, so they were good. But, yeah, a lot of confusion going on for Lakota Tech.
It just looked like with the amount of guys coming on and off the field as once again another late substitution. As
all right, who are you coming in for?
There we go. As now Weber, our white hat, will give them some time, and now he's going to come right back out. They got 12 out there. Going to let it go. Sierra with the run. Pretty good run up the left side of the offensive line.
You know what? I know officials are going to get criticized for this, too, on later information when they get their review in. But, yeah, I'm okay with just like, guys, get it figured out. Let's stop it for a moment, make sure we're doing things right, and not just throwing a flag immediately and saying, all right, get guys on and off. I know they're supposed to.
Well, that's what they tried to do. They gave them time to run off.
Yep.
It came back on. 53 and counting to go in half number 1. I believe Tanager's just content to wait for the back judge or wait for it to get under 40 seconds and take the snap, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Neighbor to hand off to Sierra once again up the left side of the infield. Just put both hands on the football and just keep on running up that left side. A gain of about 7 will be first down, and it appears that is how Vermillion is content with ending this ball game.
Yeah, the clock does have to stop for the chains to set here, but finally gets things rolling. And technically the way it looked, Vermillion does not have to run another play, and they'll pick up their first win of the season. Great effort, though, by Lakota Tech. I know it's always a tough trip to make it over to this side of the state when there's so much teams that are closer in that area for Lakota Tech, but a big thank you for Tatanka making the trip over to the Dakota Dome. And I know they got to make it next week down to South Sioux City to play Dakota Valley next week.
North Sioux City, but I get your point.
Yes, I saw. Yes.
As the final whistle will blow, the ball will be put up in the air, and that is how your game will end. After 2 quarters of play, the game has gone final. Vermillion Tanagers get their first win under tenure of new head coach Louis Budmeyer. It is a 55-0 victory for the Vermillion Tanagers over Lakota Tech. We thank you all for tuning in to Vermillion Tanagers Live. Full post-game show coming up here as well as the teams are shaking hands at midfield. Don't go anywhere. We'll have a full recap of this one, offensive stats as well, and a look ahead, maybe some scores across the state now that some other games are getting going, and a season outlook for the Tanagers. That's all on the way next here in the Tanager post-game show coming up after this.
A lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed, and you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
When it comes to
as we welcome you back here inside the Dakota Dome Vermillion Tanager post-game show. In Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV, joined by a couple special guests. So if Heath doesn't say anything, that's because he's bullying a bunch of little kids back here behind me, but that's all right. Your final score from inside the Dakota Dome, Vermillion Tanagers get their first win of the season, a 55-0 victory over Lakota Tech. We've got full recap, full stats in there as well. Let's get to those first for Lakota Tech. The stats on the offensive side of the ball. Ben Yazzie, the quarterback, went 5 for 8, 5 official yards and an interception in there as well. And then Norman Wilson came in late in the game, went 1 for 6, threw a lot of deep balls, 1 completion for 45 yards in there as well. That is how he's going to wrap up his ball game. On the receiving side of things for Lakota Tech, Emilio Hopkins with a catch for 1 yard. Norman Wilson, 2 catches for 8 yards in there as well. Owen 3 stars, 1 catch, lost 5 yards on that play. And then Braden Porthunder, 1 catch for 45 yards in the ball game as well. Rushing for the Vermillion Tanagers, Eagle Bowl, 4 carries, lost 7 yards. Porthunder, 16 yards on 1 carry in there. And there was also Hunter Brewer, had 1 carry, the 5'9 freshman, and 1 fumble. That's how Lakota Tech wraps things up. And they also had 2 penalties for a combined 10 yards. Statistically, on the offensive side of the ball for the Vermillion Tanagers, Hayden Christofferson, 7 for 8 on the ball game, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns in there as well. And then Sam Neighbor, 1 for 1, 20 yards in his second string relief. Rushing in the ball game for the Vermillion Tanagers, a lot of different running backs. Bryce Voss, 2 carries, 42 yards and a touchdown. Ryan Chapman, 3 carries, 23 yards. Duke Job, 2 carries and a touchdown as well. And then Timmy Freeberg, 3 carries, 17 yards. Miko Beal, 1 carry, 35 yards and a touchdown. Freeberg also with a touchdown as well. And Shaden Sierra, the 6th running back to get a carry for the ball game. 3 carries for 15 yards. Hayden Christofferson, officially 1 rushing attempt. He was sacked for a loss of 7 yards. On the receiving side of things, Ryan Chapman, 1 catch, 13 yards, and a touchdown. Brock Wilroth, 1 catch for 12 yards. Trenton Thomas, 1 catch for 9 yards. Traquin Thomas, 3 catches, 28 yards, and a touchdown. And Miko Beal with the 20-yard, 2 catches for 18 yards officially in the ball game. They had 3 penalties for 20 yards. Again, your final score, 55-0 in favor of the Vermillion Tanagers. Give you a quick scoring summary before I bring in my broadcast partner, Heath Nimke. 10:47 to go in the first quarter. It was a 23-yard touchdown run for Bryce Voss. Edlin kicked the PAT, makes the lead 7-0. Traquin Thomas, a 5-yard touchdown catch with 9:25 to go in the first quarter, and the PAT was good, makes it 14-0. Grant Rohrig with 8:16 to go in the quarter, a 25-yard pick 6, makes the score 21-0 after the PAT. Ryan Chapman, a 13-yard touchdown reception. The PAT was missed, making it 27-0. Duke Job, quickly, right thereafter, a fumble recovery and a touchdown, 25 yards, and the PAT was good. A 34-0 lead for the Tanagers to end the first quarter. Trenton Thomas, a 34-yard punt return, got it down to the 1-yard line, and Duke Job, after a couple penalties and a sack, backed him up, got the 6-yard touchdown run, and the PAT was converted. A blocked punt turned into a Timmy Freeberg 1-yard touchdown run with 7:25 to go in the second quarter, making it 48-0. And Miko Beal, the 35-yard touchdown run, and the PAT, which was backed up 5 yards for having 12 guys out there, that made the score 55-0, and that is how we have reached our final score. So I bring in my broadcast partner, Heath Nimke. Heath, it was a big game for Vermillion, exactly what they needed as we move on later in this season. Get a lot of good offensive momentum, and most importantly, get a lot of these young guys out there for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Yeah, that's what we talked about coming into this game, was just going through the fundamentals, making sure you had the right game plan. There's a lot of different things you can do if you're the Vermillion Tanagers to make sure things are solidified going through the rest of the season. And I think they did a wonderful job of that tonight, and getting those guys, the second, third string guys out there, getting their opportunity to play. They made some big plays as well. It was really exciting to see for this Vermillion Tanager team to build confidence as well. Pick up a victory. Again, this is a very good Lakota Tech team. This is going to be a competitive Lakota Tech team for the next couple of years as well. A lot of young guys on this group. But yeah, great victory tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers, and a hard-fought game by Lakota Tech.
Again, 55-0 your final score. As we look ahead to the Tanagers' upcoming schedule, again, their next game will be at Canton, 7 o'clock. That'll be right here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. But most importantly here in the ball game, it's the first win of Coach Lewis Budmeier's tenure here as a Vermillion Tanager head coach.
Exactly, and this, like I said, makes it feel great for the guys to get that type of victory. Budmeier made a lot of great decisions. They didn't try to complicate things with their game plan coming into it, but they also stuck to the guns of what they want to build on for this season. And if you're Coach Budmeier, as a head coach, you never know when the first one's going to come, and it's never going to be an easy one either. But able to get a nice victory here at home. I know they did some raffling off of the beef that his dad and their ranch was giving away for free to all the winners for this, or they did the fundraiser for money to go back to the programs. But really cool to see that and get his first victory as a head coach of the Vermillion Tanagers.
Well, Heath, while we got a second, we are now well past 7 o'clock, so I'll turn it over to you. Get some scores from around the state of South Dakota as they're happening, as this one, again, started early and has gone final.
54-7. As we look in Class 11A, Lennox leads it over Custer. They're going to hit that running clock right away to start the second half. Otherwise, across the state of South Dakota, still in Class 11A in North Sioux City, Canton is leading over Dakota Valley 7-0. Del Rapids is leading Madison. That is happening up at the Beacon Premier Complex at Brian Kern Family Stadium. Again, Del Rapids leads 8-0 as they start the second quarter there. Tri-Valley leading it over Millbank, two teams that Vermillion does have on their schedule later on this season. 6-0. Again, the Mustangs on top of the Bulldogs. Sioux Falls Christian all over the other Christian team in Class 11A, 34-0 on top of Rapid City Christian. And also West Central is taking it to Coach Budmeier's alma mater, 27-0. West Central leads it over Belle-Fourche. On the Class 11B side, I know a few big games going on across the state of South Dakota, but one of the bigger ones that we're going to be paying attention to was Wagner versus Hot Springs. That one, no official score reported yet. Also, Elk Point Jefferson and Mount Vernon. It's 18-0 as they're into the second quarter there. Winter is also leading over Groton area 6-0 at the moment. And a few other big games and scores from across the state of South Dakota. Maybe the game of the week for all classes. Elkton Lake Benton, Freeman Marion Academy, 14-7 right now. Elkton Lake Benton, the number one team in 9A, leads it over the Phoenix right now, being played in Freeman. But those are a couple scores right now from across the state of South Dakota. But again, good victory tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Again, your final score, Vermillion Tanagers 55, the Lakota Tech Tatanka did not score in the ball game. Big statement win for the Vermillion Tanagers. They will move to 1-1 on the season. Again, Tatanka fall to 0-2. Next game for the Tanagers, they will take on the Canton Seahawks at Canton. A 7 o'clock start. We'll have pregame starting right here on Vermillion Tanagers Live about 6:15, 6 o'clock or so. Until then, Heath, Nimke, any final remarks from you?
No, great win for the Vermillion Tanagers to get to 1-1 on the season. Now they're just going to carry this momentum over to next week and get ready for a tough Canton team. Go have fun over in Canton. I will not be with you next Friday, as I will be down in the Chiefs Kingdom for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, a little Red Kingdom game between the Chiefs and Eagles, huh? Doing a little,
should be fun.
Getting a little NFL game in there. Well, I hope you have fun. I'm sure going to have a lot of fun there in Canton. Again, that game coming up in a week. Our next action here on Vermillion Tanagers Live, volleyball will play Bonhomme, the Cavaliers, Tuesday, if my memory serves me correctly. Varsity game scheduled to start about 6:30, so whatever the scheduled start is, we'll go on about 20 minutes before then, get you a pregame show. Again, the volleyball squad just got their first win of the season down in South Sioux City yesterday, a 3-1 victory over the South Sioux City Cardinals. For my broadcast partner, Heath Nimke, and our entire crew here on Vermillion Tanagers Live, I've been Cole Larsch. We appreciate you all tuning in. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Of course, the Tanagers get the win. Go Tanagers, but as well, go Yotes in Texas. Go Big Red as well at home at Akron. It'll be a big weekend of football. We'll see you back here on Vermillion Tanagers Live on Tuesday.